Welcome to the Resilient Path with Fran Evans. Thank you to the ones who are walking this path with me and to the ones joining for the first time. It is good to have you here. Today's message is from Genesis 18. Genesis 18 opens with, "The Lord appeared to Abraham near the great tree of Mamre while he was sitting at the entrance to his tent in the heat of the day. Abraham looked up and saw 3 men standing nearby. When Abraham saw them, he hurried from the entrance of his tent to meet them and bow low to the ground. Abraham offered them water to wash their feet and rest under the tree and something to eat. They accepted his offer and ate. Then they asked Abraham, 'Where is your wife Sarah?' Abraham answered, 'In the tent.' Then the Lord said, 'I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah your wife will have a son.' Sarah was listening, and she laughed to herself and thought, 'After I am worn out and my master is old, will I now have this pleasure?' The Lord said to Abraham, 'Why did Sarah laugh and say, "Will I really have a child now that I'm old?" Is anything too hard for the Lord? I will return to you at the appointed time next year, and Sarah will have a son.' Sarah was afraid, so she lied and said, 'I did not laugh.' But he said, 'Yes, you did laugh.' The Lord did not ask Sarah directly why she laughed, but Sarah lied and said she did not laugh. The Lord said, 'Yes, you did laugh.' Not why did you laugh and then lied. The Lord acknowledged that she laughed and moved on. This is the first time the Lord spoke directly to Sarah. Then when the men got up to leave, they looked down toward Sodom, and Abraham walked along with them to see them on their way. Then the Lord said, 'Shall I hide from Abraham what I'm about to do? Abraham will surely become a great and powerful nation, and all nations on earth will be blessed through him. For I have chosen him, so that he will direct his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord by doing what is right and just, so that the Lord will bring about for Abraham what he has promised him.'" These verses revealed the growing relationship between the Lord and Abraham. The Lord was not hiding what he was about to do from Abraham. The Lord reaffirmed how great and powerful of a nation Abraham was going to be. And it will be through Abraham that all nations on earth will be blessed. And he chose Abraham so that Abraham will direct his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord by doing what is right and just, so that the Lord will bring about for Abraham what he had promised him. Then the Lord said, "The outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is so great, and their sin so grievous, that I will go down and see if what they have done is as bad as the outcry that has reached me. If not, I will know." This brings me back to what I read in Genesis 13, verse 13. "Now the men of Sodom were wicked and were sinning greatly against the Lord." The wickedness and the sin were mentioned in Genesis 13, and now here it is again in Genesis 18, so much so that the Lord himself came down to check. The men turned away and went toward Sodom, but Abraham remained standing before the Lord. Then Abraham approached him and said, "Will you sweep away the righteous with the wicked? What if there are 50 righteous people in the city? Will you really sweep it away and not spare the place for the sake of the 50 righteous people in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to kill the righteous with the wicked, treating the righteous and the wicked alike. Far be it from you. Will not the judge of all the earth do right?" The Lord said, "If I find 50 righteous people in the city of Sodom, I will spare the whole place for their sake." Then Abraham spoke up again, "Not I have been so bold as to speak to the Lord, though I am nothing but dust and ashes. What if the number of the righteous is 5 less than 50? Will you destroy the whole city for lack of 5 people? If I find 45 there," he said, "I will not destroy it." Once again he spoke to him, "What if only 40 are found there?" He said, "For the sake of 40, I will not do it." Then he said, "May the Lord not be angry, but let me speak. What if only 30 can be found there?" He answered, "I will not do it if I find 30 there." Abraham said, "Now that I have been so bold as to speak to the Lord, what if only 20 can be found there?" He said, "For the sake of 20, I will not destroy it." Then he said, "May the Lord not be angry, but let me speak just once more. What if only 10 can be found there?" He answered, "For the sake of 10, I will not destroy it." What stands out to me after reading these verses is the way that Abraham immediately started to plead and intercede for the people of Sodom and Gomorrah. Although humble, he was very bold and persistent with the way he questioned the Lord. What is even more fascinating to me is the way the Lord responded to Abraham's questions. "If I find 50 righteous people in the city of Sodom, I will spare the whole place for their sake. If I find 45 there," he said, "I will not destroy it. For the sake of 40, I will not do it. I will not do it if I find 30 there. For the sake of 20, I will not destroy it. For the sake of 10, I will not destroy it." When the Lord had finished speaking with Abraham, he left, and Abraham returned home. As I continue through Genesis, I will keep looking at each chapter through 4 lenses: relationship, flesh, spirit, and the order of God. In Genesis 18, the Lord revealed his plan to Abraham, and Abraham spoke openly with the Lord. Sarah laughed, feared, and then denied it. The Lord renewed his promise, revealed his faithfulness, and chose Abraham to lead his household in the way of the Lord by doing what is right and just. I encourage you to read Genesis 18 for yourself. Learn about the Lord God Almighty. Like and share. Subscribe to help this channel grow. Stay tuned. Genesis 19 coming soon.